So let's go ahead and get started here and see what Miss Uzer says about normal versus unhealthy. If Disney gave us unrealistic expectations, she starts, for finding true love, Hollywood gave us unrealistic expectations for what a healthy relation looks like. Unfortunately, she says, tons of movies and TV shows portray boyfriends acting in obsessive, controlling, or borderline stalkerish ways as a sign that they really care about their female partner or crush. Growing up with these influences can make it easy for women to confuse warning signs as simply a signal that their boyfriend truly loves them, and unfortunately, this can be dangerous. If you're wondering if your boyfriend's jealous behavior is normal versus something to be concerned about, here are some guidelines. Ashley is talking out of both sides of her mouth in these first few paragraphs. She acknowledges that Disney movies and romantic comedies give women unrealistic expectations, but then she turns around and says that obsessive, controlling boyfriends are showing that they care about their girlfriends in a way that says this behavior is unhealthy and wrong. Now, don't get me wrong here, guys. Being an obsessive stalker is not normal within the confines of a sexual relationship with a woman, and not in a good way. We all know this. But when she says, but when she groups controlling with being an obsessive stalker, she's disingenuously putting them all into the same category. Men can't control women. I say this all the time. Women can do whatever they want, guys. But when a man gives his girlfriend choices that she doesn't like, she'll say he's controlling her behavior. Well, what she really means is that she wants to engage in the activity that he said would end their relationship, but still be in the relationship, which is every girl's MO. They want all the benefits of being in a relationship without any of the costs, including the consequences her boyfriend informed her of should she continue the behavior. So let's make one thing crystal clear here straight away. Obsessive and stalkerish are not the same as controlling, as women describe it. All of that said, let's go ahead and take a look at what Miss Uzer has to say about what she feels is normal versus not normal. Normal, she says, wanting to hear about your day. Not normal, asking a slew of questions about your day that seem more about gathering information than interest in your life. There's a fine line, she says, between a guy who wants to hear about your day and a guy who sounds like he's interrogating you. A nice, what did you get up to today, can be great. On the other hand, when you go out one night and have to deal with your boyfriend asking who was there, how drunk you got, and if you did any dancing, it feels a bit off. A good rule of thumb is that if it feels wrong, she says, it probably is. Another way to gauge it is this. Does it feel like he keeps asking unnecessary follow-up questions that are fact-based? If he's asking something subjective, e.g., did you have a good time, it's normal, whereas something objective, e.g., what did you wear, is a sign of unhealthy jealousy. What Ashley is failing to mention here is that men don't interrogate their women out of nowhere for no reason. When Devin gets home from work, I'll ask her how her day went, and she tells me. I'm not going to quiz her on the details if I don't have reason to. The two examples she uses are on the opposite ends of the spectrum and also intellectually dishonest. For her to say that it's fine if he asks her about her day after work, but then she uses the extreme example of the club to point out unhealthy jealousy, for her to do these things, again, that is intellectual dishonesty. If a man's girlfriend goes to the bar or the club, of course he's going to ask who was there. Of course he's going to ask how drunk she got. Of course he's going to ask what she was wearing. He knows that getting all dolled up and going to a place where there are men and alcohol is an environment conducive to cheating. For her to say that it's unhealthy for a man to quiz his girlfriend in these situations is literally telling men that it's healthy to ignore the fact that she's putting herself on the meat market for a quick rental. Then she says if something feels wrong, it probably is. But what she doesn't realize is that this is a two-way street. If a man's instincts are telling him something's amiss, it probably is. However, what she's describing as wrong on the female side is simply the knot she gets in her stomach when her boyfriend starts asking her questions that require her to lie about what she really got up to that night. This is why saying that follow-up questions with follow-up questions that are fact-based, this is why she says they're unnecessary. So to avoid these situations, do not commit to women who go to bars or clubs, guys. I say this all the time. I don't care if she says she's not going to get up to anything. I don't care if she says she does it for fun. I don't care if she says she's doing it to blow off steam. Do not make her your girlfriend if she goes to bars or clubs. Period. Let's go to the next one. Normal, she says. Making a teasing comment about that sexy selfie you posted on Instagram. Not normal. Telling you he doesn't approve of you posting such revealing photos on social media. As much as I wish it wasn't, she says, it's pretty normal for guys to get jealous when their girlfriends post something sexy on the gram. Unfortunately, this is because of the way society treats men to see their female partners, so it's not totally your man's fault. A teasing comment like, damn, you must have been feeling yourself today is somewhat normal, although still not ideal. So he can so even when he compliments on her picture, it's still not ideal. She just expects him to just not say anything when she's posting sexy pictures on Instagram. Unbelievable. She continues, however, when your boyfriend tries to control or have a say in what you post on your social media, that's when it starts charting into extremely unhealthy territory. If he communicates openly about his jealousy when you post certain things, talk to him about where the root of that jealousy comes from instead of simply acquiescing to his wishes. Chances are, once he tries to articulate the reason for his jealousy, both of you will realize that he has some things to work through on his own, and that it's not really about you. Oh my God. Unbelievable. So she says it's pretty normal for guys to get jealous when their girlfriends post something sexy on Instagram, but then she says it's not normal when he says he disapproves of it. This is the typical case of a woman knowing exactly how a man would react, but not giving credence to why he reacts this way. What Ashley is saying here is that if you've... I'll just put it to you like this way. What she's saying here is that if you've signed, let's say, a 1-year lease to rent a home, and the homeowner of that house puts a for rent sign in the yard 3 months into your lease, that it's normal for you to be concerned, but not normal for you to bring your 1-year lease to the attention of the homeowner, letting them know that you've got another 9 months left on your lease and that they need to remove that for rent sign from the yard. Something that all girls know but never acknowledge is that posting revealing pictures on social media is advertising themselves. They never admit that. Now, ladies, if you're single, advertise away. No harm, no foul. If you're looking to hook up with a bunch of dudes, that is perfectly fine if you're single. But when you are in a relationship, expecting your boyfriend to remain silent is ridiculous. Of course he's going to have a problem with it. You're a taken woman and you're acting like you're not. That's going to rub him the wrong way. That is normal. Then the same girls who are in relationships who post sexy pictures on social media, they get all butthurt and start throwing around accusations when their boyfriends don't say anything about it. OMG, he doesn't care about me. He must be cheating if he doesn't have a problem with me posting booty pics on IG. So we're damned if we do and damned if we don't. So here's a lesson for the ladies. And ladies, I really want you to listen up because you need to read between the lines here. Do not expect a man of value to sign a lease for an Airbnb. Again, I'm going to say it again. Do not expect a man of value to sign a lease for an Airbnb. Ladies, understand this. There's nothing wrong with being an Airbnb if you're not ready to rent out or sell your place. But you can't expect a tenant not to raise hell when he sees the house on Airbnb. This is the problem with women. They want a permanent renter to pay the rent every month, but then they still want the extra income that comes from weekend tenants on Airbnb, and it doesn't work that way. Your tenant is not going to be okay when somebody shows up to stay for a few days while they're still there, any more than your boyfriend is going to be okay with you advertising yourself on social media. That's not unhealthy. That's a man who expects his woman to act like she's in a relationship.